Alex Moreland reviews the third episode of Star Trek Discovery. The real world doesn't always adhere to logic. Sometimes down is up. Sometimes up is down. Sometimes when you're lost, you're found. It's not a unique observation, of course, but in a manner of speaking, Context is for Kings is actually the first episode of Star Trek Discovery. The prior two episodes, the Vulcan Hello and Battle at the Binary Stars, form a prologue of sorts, the series finale of Star Trek Shunjo, if you like. Here, we're picking up again with what's almost a new pilot on its own terms, introducing us to the rest of our regular cast, Captain Gabriel Lorca, Lieutenant Paul Stamets, and so on. Nonetheless, it's still undoubtedly Burnham's show. She still has the main emotional arc of the series. Our focus is primarily on her, and we're introduced to the other characters through her. It's effective, though, as a character study, an interrogation of just who this woman is, and what place she's in after her life collapsed. Particularly engaging is her new dynamic with Saru. He represents a tangible connection to her past, but they don't have the same relationship anymore. There's a familiarity, yes, but he's her superior now, and even then, it's not necessarily clear they were ever exactly friends anyway. Of all of them, this is the relationship of aesthetics that I miss from Discovery. Imagine, if you will, a Star Trek series with Brian Fuller's visual stylings. He wanted Edgar Wright to direct the first two episodes, just think, but then, there's little merit to dwelling on it too much. This is the Star Trek we've got, and to be fair, it's still very pretty looking Star Trek. It's this episode where Discovery's position as a prequel becomes a little more significant, with the series here opening itself to all the classic complaints. We're introduced in this episode to a little more of the overarching plot. The USS Discovery's mission is a research project, an investigation into a new means of instantaneous transportation. In and of itself, it's a compelling angle for the series to take. Scientific advances perfect for a mission of exploration corrupted and co-opted by the galactic war machine, each new development weaponized against the Klingons. You can easily read that as a microcosm of Starfleet as a whole, forced to be soldiers when they should be explorers and diplomats, unwillingly drawn into a wider war. It's something of a truism, or more accurately, it's a truism that prequels rarely have any dramatic merit because audiences already know what's going to happen next. Everyone knows Anakin Skywalker will eventually become Darth Vader, so there's no tension. Everyone knows what happens in Jane Eyre, so why bother with wide Sargasso Sea? And, of course, everyone knows that Kirk, Picard et al. Didn't have this means of instantaneous transportation, so why bother with Star Trek Discovery? Of course, that's missing the point more than a little bit. Not knowing whether or not a character will die, or what will happen in a war, or whether the experiment will succeed, isn't always the point. The story isn't always about the destination, if you like. Though it is worth giving some consideration to the people who aren't steeped in knowledge of Star Trek, the new viewers who Discovery needs to attract, the ones who aren't watching this as a prequel exactly. There's a dramatic merit in exploring the journey. To continue the metaphor, there's a value to the character study, examining the interactions between Michael Burnham and the rest of the crew. And of course, even then, there's still a mystery. Just because you think you know the final picture, you don't know the details. Arguably, then, you can read Context is for Kings as one final rebuke to all of Star Trek Discovery's detractors. We've seen their take on Star Trek in 2017, and now here's a justification of why it still works as a prequel. At this stage in the season, it's a pretty good place to be, and I can't wait to see where it goes next. Rating 810. Alex Moreland is a freelance writer and television critic. You can follow him on Twitter here, or check out his website here.